Hi, I'm Deanne Richards, and I'm your infection preventionist. Today's topic is on covering your coughs and sneezes. So let's take that step back and talk about why we want to cover coughs and sneeze. Well, the fact anytime we cough and sneeze, items come out of our nose or mouth, and it has a lot of variation. So how far it goes depends on how large the droplets are. It also depends on the speed, which is from the force of us coughing and sneezes. And they've been able to show in some studies that those droplets can actually be going 75 miles an hour. Not only is that enough to get you a ticket, but it's a really great way to get those droplets into somebody else's eyes, nose, and mouth. And the last one is the environment that you're in. So we have talked that when you're outside and the sunlight's hitting those viruses, it's a great disinfectant. So let's talk about the ways that we can cover our coughs and sneeze. Now, method number one, I'm sure like you, I heard my entire time growing up, cover your cough with your hand. So when we cover our cough or sneeze with our hand, it's a direct way to put those droplets right onto our hands. And it doesn't really protect the items coming out of the nose. So not only can we get droplets on the front, we can get it on the back. So anything we pick up and hold, we could be putting those germs, those viruses, right onto that common item. So if anybody else comes and picks it up, they get them too. Second method is the good old handkerchief or a facial tissue. Now, I used to think my grandma was Houdini because anytime we would get together with the cousins, typically around the holidays, somebody would have a runny nose. She would magically pull out that Kleenex out of her sleeve and would go about wiping their nose or having them blow their nose, and then it would go into the other sleeve. So let's talk about a little bit with that. One, when you do blow your nose, yes, you're covering your nose and your mouth, but at the same time, those germs, especially if it's wet, can go through the Kleenex and actually get onto your hands. And because the bottom is open, it's going onto the bottom of our hands again. So again, pick up, touch a common item, somebody else come along, they can also then get that germs. The other with reusing those Kleenexes, I didn't realize until I lived with her when I went to college is that what arm she took those Kleenexes out of just varied by day. So the day before, the one she would put the dirty Kleenexes, that's where she would pull out the clean. You need to throw away your facial tissues. They should not be reused. Let's go on to another method. This is item 3 is, and again, it's using what you have. That my husband and my sons do this all the time. They will cover their cough with their shirt. Well, it totally depends how flexible your shirt is, whether you can get it over your nose or mouth. If you can get it over that, it's a step up for Kleenex, as long as you don't get your hands wet or dirty. And then let's go on to method 4. Being the preferred method, I like to refer to it as the vampire method because what you're doing is covering your cough or sneeze with the crux of your arm. Not only are you covering your nose and your mouth where those items are coming out, they're getting stuck here, and the likelihood I am going to rub this onto somebody's eyes, nose, and mouth is pretty minimal. And I didn't contaminate my hands in that whole time period. So let's wrap this up. In order to stop the spread, 1, turn away from others when you're coughing and sneezing. 2, use your elbow. And 3, if you accidentally cough on your hands or you use a Kleenex, just make sure you follow up with cleaning your hands next. Thank you, and thank you for your assistance in stopping the spread.